Okay, guys, let's jump back into another one. My name is Kyle Chasse. I've been in this space for 11 years. On this channel, I'm going to bring you daily alpha, at least 5 days a week, of the most important things that you need to know in the space. Today, we're going to talk about friend tech. What the hell is it? Why isn't it blowing up? Why has everyone been talking about it? Is this the next 100x opportunity, or is this a big fat rug that's going to zero? I will dive into a lot of similarities between this and things that we've seen in the past, like Bitclout, how it's different, how it's the same, the kinds of creators I've been getting on board. We've got people from OnlyFans, big streamers, lots of people joining this. It is what everyone's been talking about, right? This is the hot thing of the moment. But is it here to stay? That's what you really want to know. I'll also tell you about the airdrop that's planned, how you can get involved in that. This is your quick deep dive into friend tech, everything you need to know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Again, my promise to you on these videos is to bring you the most important things you need to know to stay ahead of the game, to get the advantage that no one else has. All you need to do is watch these videos. I will deliver the best alpha to you. All right, let's get into friend tech. I'm going to go into one thread on my Twitter that talks about it, and then I'm going to go into some of the growth that we've seen from it. I'm also going to show you some of the charts that we made, or sorry, the Excel sheets that we made in order to give you guys a little bit of, if you want to play with friend tech, some of the things that we've kind of dialed down into something I've shared on Twitter already, an Excel kind of cheat sheet, if you will. And at the very end, I'm going to give you my analysis on what I think is going to happen with friend tech. Is it going to be massive, or are we going to see a bleed off and then an eventual death? Remember, big people like Paradigm, one of the biggest crypto funds in the world, has invested into this and has its backing as well. So let's get into this thread real quick, and then we'll tell you more about it. So this is the only friend tech thread you'll ever need, Giga thread packed with juicy alpha. So this is the alpha list of who to follow, epic tools that you can use, how to qualify for the airdrop, and bonus alpha as well. So let's dive in and see why you've been seeing friend tech all over the crypto Twitter timeline. And so what is friend tech? Friend tech is revolutionizing, and if you're not following me on Twitter, guys, make sure that you do that. It is Kyle_Chasse. That's how you can find me. And so friend tech is revolutionizing the way that we engage with influencers, your favorite creators, and now the tradable assets, which is their shares, the creators' shares. Innovative social fi protocol. It is a dynamic and innovative system shaping the future of influencer engagement. It is on the Base network, and why it's gaining popularity. It has surpassed giants like Tron, Uniswap, and BTC to secure third place in daily revenue generation. It is only a short in only a short few days, not even months, right? It's just been out for about 10 days. Massive $1.12 million in revenue recorded yesterday. You can see that here from this chart. And right now we see that the fees are $1.42 million in fees in the past 24 hours. This thing is really just blown up over the past couple of days, actually. What people are saying, let's go back into this. Is it new, though? This is really important, right? So historically, while similar concepts like those of Solana, Rally, Bitclout, and Wumbo may have fizzled, friend tech offers hope with its built-in incentives and pioneering decentralized social media in a novel way. It's drawing attention from major names. Friend tech's potential escape velocity, strong incentives via revenue and airdrops, a sticky network effect. Creators are bound by commitment to their shareholders, and soon to incorporate DeFi composability, adding another layer of intrigue. Friend tech thesis. Creators benefit from royalties, not just token transactions. Fans gain from share applications, with many buying just one. Shares offer a unique intrinsic value. Think of it as unique Patreon or popular platform subscriptions, just novel. So who to follow on my Twitter or my X accounts? You can go to this Google Doc that we created. It looks something like this. It gives you kind of the blue chip accounts, some must-have accounts, undervalued accounts, and degen on-chain activity accounts, and kind of the reasons why. So you can pick this up on my X account, and we made this for you guys for free. And how do you qualify for the airdrop? Being first may not always guarantee the lead. Historically, interacting, engaging will position you in well for potential airdrop. So you can see that you earn points, and these points eventually, after 6 months, will be used for an airdrop. I believe they're airdropping something like 100 million tokens. So the negatives: historically, similar tech showing transient popularity, right? Concerns about financializing friendship. Vanity tokens can be seen as self-serving, despite its promising start, the long-term trajectory is still under scrutiny. You can also long and short friends on Hyper Liquid X. There's also, I think, Friend Tech Max or something. It's like BitMEX. Again, longer shorts on different shares of different creators. And I would show you the platform, but right now you can only access it either on your mobile or through doing some trickery on your desktop browser. So, conclusion, Friend-Tech is undeniably redefining the way we perceive and engage with online influencers. This brings us to a unique point in time where we can see social metrics, revenue metrics exploding for Friend-Tech. People are bullish on, and while others are asleep at the wheel, you need to be grinding and following where the tension keeps growing. While its potential seems boundless, always remember the golden rule of investment: stay informed and cautious. So, now that that's been said, let me go into my perspectives here on what this is. Now, I created an account and went and checked it out, and I think there's a lot of problems right now. And the fact that they released this in the state that it's in is concerning, because I think that there could potentially be potential for this if there was a lot more on it, right? Right now, you just get this kind of chat box where you can chat with the people who hold your shares. And while I could go in there and share alpha with people, the problem is that the bonding curve, so the price of your shares increase almost exponentially as more people buy them on a bonding curve, right? And so a problem that I see here is this bonding curve is so steep that once 30 people, 40 people hold your shares, and they're all getting bought up by bots right now, by the way. But once they hold your shares, the price of a share gets very, very expensive, 0.25, 0.3, 1 ETH. And at that point, it becomes, most people are priced out, right? Unless you're giving crazy alpha that's making you thousands of dollars a month, it's just not worth it. And even if you are, the problem becomes, does it make sense for a creator to use a platform like this to deliver alpha? Now let's think about it for a second. Creators are earning 5% of the buy and sell fees, all the volume of their shares. Now, that's not a lot. Let's say that my shares are worth 1 ETH and I get, a few people, 4 or 5 people each day that trade those buy and sell. I'm making, a very small amount of that. Maybe it's 0.2 ETH per day. So in 30 days, that's, what is that? That's divided by 5. That's like 6 ETH, making $10,000, $12,000 a month. Now, instead, and that's one ETH for someone to come in and buy into that group, and I'm only servicing 30 people or whatever, 40, 50 people, 160 people. What if instead I created a gated, a Patreon or a gated Discord or a gated WhatsApp group where it costs only, $19.99 a month to be in there, but I had 1,000 people, that could come join. That's $20,000 a month I'd make, right? Some people, and if you're really providing the same kind of alpha that you would expect people to actually pay for 1 ETH, imagine I charge $1,000, for this gated Discord that I have, and I get 1,000 people or 500 people in there, right? That's way more money. And so for me to, as a creator, to really want to deliver consistent alpha to a group, it better be worth it for me to do it. And if I'm just making fragments of 5% of this revenue that's happening, it's not really worth it for me to do it. So now let me draw some conclusions to Bitclout. For those of you who don't know what Bitclout was, it was similar. It was actually way more evolved, right? It was like a Twitter format, and it was backed by every major huge VC in the space. So just massive. It was launched anonymously. Then we found out that Naval built it, and then it evolved into a layer 1 platform now called DeSo. And I was one of the first people to bring you guys information on Bitclout. It felt identical. And what happened for a while, maybe a few months, is that these creators, their market caps of their shares was huge. I think Elon Musk was worth 60, 70, 80, $100 million. I think mine at all-time highs was worth like 10 million, 3 million, something like that. I feel like the same thing is going to happen because Bitclout had far more utility by owning shares of these people, right? and it had more built out. It was like a full Twitter, so you could share media, you could share, and yeah, we are getting some OnlyFans girls and game streamers signing up to this already. But think about it now from an OnlyFans girl. So like, how much money are guys really willing to pay to see girls naked? Like when they can just go get the actual OnlyFans account for like $19.99 a month. Are you really gonna go pay $500 to get some girl's friend tech account? What is she really gonna give you that you can't get on like Pornhub or something for $9.99 a month, right? Or her OnlyFans for $19.99 a month, whatever. Like the mathematics just don't make sense now. So how could they improve this? Well, they could probably change the bonding curve to make it a much reduced trajectory on more people buying your account, the more expensive it gets. They could also fractionalize things, make it that's kind of the same thing, right? It's a cheaper barrier of entry. So at the end of the day, guys, like, what's my opinion on this, and how's it going to go? So I am very skeptical, right? I do think that the team could take a lot of feedback that they're getting right now, specifically problems that I've stated here. Another one is the UX and UI. It's only available on mobile. It's a pretty crappy UX UI right now, not available on a browser. But they could come and innovate on these things. They've got a lot of funding. It's got a great start. And do I think that you can maybe make money? Probably, over the next couple months as this comes out of, and Bitclout did the same thing. In the early days, you had to have an invite code, so it kept it exclusive. People can go buy creators before it opened to mainstream. And then when it opened to mainstream, for a while, it actually did, have really great money-making potential. I remember, the value that I had on Bitclout, I invested, I don't know what, it was like $50,000 at the peak. It was worth like $500,000 or $750,000 something. And, but then then it dropped, and then that value dropped down to basically peanuts, right? And so I'm very, very skeptical of this thing actually having long-term legs. I don't at the moment necessarily see massive potential. People are building an ecosystem around it, and I'm curious to find out what the team has up their sleeves. We will be covering this extensively on my Twitter account and making more videos about this as necessary. For now, I'm going to proceed with caution. Maybe I'll speculate a little bit to see how it goes. But another problem too is that as soon as a new account comes online, you got snipers that snipe it up, and it's not even people that are interested in actually genuinely in these creators that are buying these shares early. It's bots, and they're just buying up the very beginning, and then they're selling it whenever real people come in, and they're dumping on you. So this is another big problem. At the moment, the hype is real. It's scary in a way. It's not something that I would recommend to FOMO into right now. I think a lot needs to be worked on and fixed. Am I saying this is just a failed project from day one? Not necessarily. Am I mega bullish on this? Not really. It kind of feels like the meme game casino right now. And if you like casinos and you like to play that game, it's probably going to be a blast for you. If it's something that you would rather stay away from and you generally lose in casinos like me, be extremely cautious. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed that. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I will catch you guys on the next one. See you later.